Bumper stuck. Please gently tap the bumper and make sure it bounces back. Bumper stuck. Please gently tap the bumper and make sure it bounces back. Let's begin your intelligent cleaning experience.
Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we have an Ecovacs Deebot T80 Omni with a bumper problem. The bumper is not moving and returning to its normal position properly. One side feels tight, while another area has too much movement, so the bumper is not working smoothly. The bumper is an important part of the robot because it detects obstacles when the robot moves around the room. When the bumper gets stuck or does not spring back normally, it can cause the robot to behave incorrectly or detect an obstacle even when there is nothing in front of it. So in this video, I'm going to open the robot, remove the bumper, inspect it for any damage or obstruction, reinstall it correctly, and adjust the screws so the bumper can move and bounce back normally again. Important, the repair procedure shown in this video is specifically for this Ecovacs Deebot T80 Omni. Other Ecovacs models may have a different bumper design, screw arrangement, or disassembly procedure, so don't assume the exact same steps will apply to every model. Before starting, make sure the robot is switched off and disconnected from the charging station. Let's get started. Before opening the robot, I always recommend checking the bumper first. Press the bumper gently from different areas and observe how it moves. A properly working bumper should move smoothly and spring or bounce back to its original position after you release it. In this case, the bumper is not behaving normally. One side feels tight and the bumper is not returning evenly. This can happen because of an incorrectly positioned bumper, something interfering with its movement, damage to the bumper mechanism, or simply because the screws are tightened too much or unevenly. So now we need to open the robot and inspect the bumper properly. For this repair, we do not need to completely open the main housing. We also do not need to remove the top cover. We only need access to the rear section so we can reach the bumper mounting screws. Before removing any screws, take your time and keep the screws organized. There can be different screw sizes and positions, so I recommend keeping them separated according to where they came from. This makes reassembly much easier and prevents installing the wrong screw in the wrong location. Now carefully remove the screws from the rear cover. Take your time when opening the cover, don't force anything, and check for any clips or parts that may still be holding it in place. Once the back cover is removed, we can access the bumper screws. Now we can see the bumper mounting points. Carefully remove the bumper screws. Once the screws are removed, the bumper can be taken out. Remove it carefully and pay attention to how it sits in the robot. Before cleaning or changing anything, inspect the bumper carefully. Check both sides. Look for cracks, broken plastic, bent sections, damaged mounting points, or anything that could prevent the bumper from moving freely. Also check the areas where the bumper makes contact with the robot body. Sometimes even a small obstruction can affect the movement. In this case, there is no major visible damage to the bumper, so I'm going to reinstall it and make sure it is positioned correctly. Now let's put the bumper back into position. Make sure it is seated correctly before installing the screws. I'm going to start by installing the side screws and the center screw, but I'm not going to tighten every screw completely yet. This is important because we first want to check the movement of the bumper. If we tighten everything immediately and the bumper becomes tight, it can be difficult to identify whether the problem is coming from the bumper position or from the screw tension. So for now I'm leaving some of the screws loose. Now let's test the bumper. Press it gently and release it. It should move freely and bounce back to its normal position. Now all the screws are installed. Now we can reinstall the rear cover. Make sure everything is positioned correctly before tightening the cover screws. Again, keep the screws organized and install them in their original positions. Once the rear cover is secure, we can move on to testing the robot. Now let's test it again. Press and release. This time the bumper is moving much better and returning to its original position properly. This is why it is important not to simply tighten every screw as much as possible. The bumper needs to be secure, but the mechanism also needs enough freedom to move. Now that the bumper is moving correctly, I can install the remaining screws. But as you can see, it is still tight on one side. So I'm going to loosen the screws slightly. Not too much, just enough to allow the bumper to move freely. Press it from different points and make sure it returns evenly. You may need to slightly loosen and reposition the bumper before tightening everything again. Don't over-tighten them. If the bumper becomes tight again after tightening the screws, stop and check the alignment. I'm tightening them gradually and evenly. After tightening each section, check the bumper again. Let's perform one final manual check. The bumper is now moving smoothly and bouncing back properly. That is exactly what we want.
Hello, the system is starting up. It should take another 15 seconds. Please hang tight.
The mechanical repair is now complete. I'm going to place it on the floor and let it move normally.
Start vacuuming while mopping. Map calibrating. Please wait.
Now we can observe how the robot responds when it reaches an obstacle. The bumper is contacting the obstacle, moving backward and returning to its normal position. There is no more tight movement on one side, and the bumper is working smoothly. If this video helped you identify or fix a bumper problem, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more robot vacuum repair videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next repair.